Hey guys, Jake here, and in this video I'm going to address Bitcoin, and I'm going to talk about what is Bitcoin, how to use it, how to get started, what is the best or the easiest, the most user-friendly e-wallet that you can open. So these are the topics that I'm going to cover in this video. When people first hear about Bitcoin, it sounds like an obscure concept because it is digital type of currency. It's currency, it's got value, but it's not backed up by anything that has value. Meaning most currencies are backed up by gold and other assets that countries and governments would have. But with Bitcoin, it's not being controlled by a government or any company or any body, and it's just a little bit too up in the air for many people. And this is the main reason why many people are not really feeling comfortable with Bitcoin, and they don't really understand it. But if you're going to use Bitcoin for any new program that you might be joining, if you're making money online or if you are planning to make money online, sooner or later you will need to use Bitcoin because it's one of the many currencies. And not only that, but it's also just a payment gateway for many things online. This is why Bitcoin should just be seen as just another currency. If you're going to be just a consumer and you're going to be using it to make payments for certain things, goods, products, programs, trainings, whatever it is, if you're going to use it in that case, you're just a consumer, so you can just treat it as a currency. Even though it's not backed by gold or any of the other commodities, it is just a currency, and it is valuable because it is relying on a very difficult mathematical algorithms, and for you to mine Bitcoin, you need to be a programmer, you need to have the right equipment, and it's computers solving difficult mathematical problems, so to speak. And Bitcoins right now are being mined every 10 minutes. You have a new block added to the blockchain every 10 minutes, and every transaction that happens with Bitcoin is being confirmed by all of the computers, the whole network of that blockchain, and every transaction is confirmed hundreds of times. This is why when you make a transaction with Bitcoin, soon after that you start seeing how many confirmations you're having on that transaction. Every time there is a new block added to the blockchain, the transaction needs to be confirmed again, and with more and more blocks being added to that blockchain, it becomes far more difficult for that transaction to be altered or changed in any way. It's very difficult for you to hack into the system and go through back transactions and start making any kind of funny games with that, because you will not be able to delete all of these confirmations from the different blocks in the blockchain. And I have transactions sometimes that have more than 400 confirmations, 600 confirmations, stuff like that. So we're talking about quite a secure system. Now, when you start with Bitcoin, you will be buying Bitcoin from your bank account or credit card, so you will have to pay for it with the currency you have. And to make it easier, I'm going to explain about Coinbase. This is the e-wallet that I started with, and I find it the easiest of all of the e-wallets. It's really user-friendly, and there are a few e-wallets that you can get, but not every e-wallet has the option for you to buy Bitcoin from your credit card or from a bank account. With some e-wallets, you can only transfer Bitcoin into those, and that's why I'm going to explain about Coinbase. This will be the e-wallet that I recommend for you to start if you're a newbie. Of course, there are e-wallets that would be more preferred by some people, especially when you get experienced with Bitcoin and you find out that Coinbase sells you Bitcoin slightly higher, at a slightly higher rate than what you will find it at the exchanges. There are public exchange websites where you can go and you can buy Bitcoin cheaper than what you get in Coinbase. But as a consumer, and especially someone who is just starting with Bitcoin and who is not familiar how everything works, you will certainly not be looking for the cheapest option. You will be looking for the safer and most user-friendly option. That's what I was looking for when I started. So let's go into the Coinbase. I'm going to go into my Coinbase e-wallet, and I'll just show you what I'm doing with it and how I'm working with it. And I have a separate video that is showing how to open a Coinbase account. So when you first start with Bitcoin, just treat it as a regular currency, just another currency. Let's say you're exchanging your money into another currency that it just happens to be called Bitcoin. And because Bitcoin is such a high value, right now it's about $600 per one Bitcoin. That means if you just want to spend $50, you will have a fraction of a Bitcoin. So the fact that Bitcoin costs so much shouldn't really trouble. You know that some people are worried, okay, but I don't want to have $600 because that's the price of one Bitcoin, and I don't want to spend $600 and to have it in my e-wallet sitting in Bitcoin. You don't have to. You can spend just 10 or even 5, whatever you want to spend. And there are programs out there that work with smaller amounts, like there are programs that work with 0.01 Bitcoin or 0.02 Bitcoin, and you can work with this type of amounts. So it is very easy. Once you start using it, you will see how simple it is, and this is why I'm recommending Coinbase. It's got a application that I have on my phone because it's, regardless whether it's iPhone or Android, you have an application on your phone that you can use, Coinbase official application, and you can see I have here I have a button buy and sell, and I can see the price. Also, it's up again. It's $615 right now. Okay, this is good. So if I want to buy Bitcoin right now and send it to someone, because let's say I need to send $50 to someone or to pay for something, and I don't have any in my e-wallet, I would go to buy, and here I need to just select how much I want to buy, and then the next step will be to select a payment and to send the payment, and it will go into my e-wallet. Once it's in my e-wallet, I can then go onto the website, and let me just go into my account. So this is my Bitcoin e-wallet, this is Coinbase, and this is how it looks. So you can see here that I have some payments recently that were received, and there was so little. I received 19 cents from a website, and these are kind of regular payments that I'm getting, and this was 0.00031251 Bitcoin. So we can work with really small fractions of a coin here. This is why it's so easy. Every transaction that is being done, let's click on this transaction. Every transaction has a few confirmations. I told you already, quite a few actually. This is a recent transaction, that's why I have 81 confirmations already. And if we go into an older transaction, like this one here for 0.20 Bitcoin, which is $115, I have 758 confirmations already. This transaction was completed on the 2nd of September. It is the 7th today, so it's been 5 days ago, and every transaction is being recorded on the blockchain, and this is how you can trace every transaction, and it even tells you here in which block from that blockchain is the transaction originated. So this transaction is on block number 428,017, and you have all of these details. This is the hash ID of this transaction. This is a unique code that identifies this transaction, and this code is being confirmed on it's already been confirmed 758 times. Most of the time my transactions do not incur any fees. Generally transactions in Bitcoin are free of charges and fees, but some programs might decide to charge for their side of the service. This is why with Bitcoin you might still be paying fees here and there, but most of the time you're avoiding the fee. The whole idea behind Bitcoin and behind making this currency is that the middleman, the bank, is being skipped in transactions. You no longer need to go through a credit card machine or bank transfer to send money, and you are basically cutting off the middleman that is taking that fee. Of course, programs that are using Bitcoin could act as a middleman, or you might have third-party services that would initiate transactions on someone else's behalf, and they might charge you. So again, you will be paying a fee, but it will be a smaller fee than you will be paying if you're doing a bank transfer or anything like that. So this is all about Bitcoin. I'm not going to go through the steps on how to open a Coinbase account or how to work with Coinbase. I have a separate video for that. This is just me introducing Bitcoin as a simple concept to people who still don't understand it. Treat it as a currency. Just treat it as another type of currency.